Married at 44 when life took an unexpected turn. I got married at 44 not because I was desperate, not because I had no choices. It just hadn't happened earlier. It wasn't my fault. It wasn't that I was too picky. Love simply refused to arrive when I expected it. Still, I chose joy. I refused to let loneliness drown me. I wouldn't question my worth because of time. Life was still beautiful, and I knew my Creator hadn't forgotten me. When the time was right, I believed He had sent the one. But I never imagined that the devil had already sent a deacon. Then the proposal. A few weeks after my 44th birthday, he appeared, Mr. Kolawole. We'd met 6 months earlier. There was nothing about him. My spirit wasn't at peace. My heart didn't leap. But the pressure was defining. You are 44. Better say yes. So I did. The wedding was quiet, simple, and for a brief moment I thought maybe, just maybe, this was God's answer. Late yes, but finally here. Then the mask slipped. 2 months after the wedding, the dream shattered. The gentleman I thought I married became something else. Cold, violent, and cruel. He hit me without remorse. He vanished for days, sometimes weeks, only to return smelling of another woman's perfume. And when I dared to question him, he sneered. I married you out of pity. At least now you can say you've tasted marriage before you die single. Who else would marry a 44-year-old woman? The world cuts deeper than his blows. But I stayed silent. I didn't beg for his love or his name. Then the secret he never knew. 5 months later, whispers reached me. He had secretly married another woman with his family's blessings. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I only smiled. Because he didn't know who he was dealing with. When I was 35, while others chased romance, I chased results. I invested quietly, wisely. By 44, I had 10 solid investments worth hundreds of millions, even billions. Every month alert drop, not on the phone in our home, of course, but on a private line only I used. Every document, every deed, every property, all in my mother's name. Even she didn't know. So while he strutted like a king, I watched my empire grow in silence. The twist of fate. 10 months into the marriage, I had a plan to file for divorce. I didn't panic. I waited. Then one morning, exactly a year after our wedding, he dropped a letter on the bed and said flatly, "It's over." I smiled faintly, but destiny had other plans. That same morning as I showered, my financial manager called. The only one with my private number, it was urgent. When I didn't pick, he told my husband, "Please tell her 2 of our investments are crashing. One worth 500 million, the other $2.8 billion. She must act immediately." That was all he needed to hear. Without hesitation, my husband gave permission on my behalf. By the time I stepped out, the divorce letter was gone, replaced by breakfast in bed. Then came flowers, then love notes, then I miss you messages. He didn't need to explain. I knew exactly what had changed. The day of reckoning. 6 months later, his own woman gave birth to twins. That same week, 1 year and 6 months into our marriage, Mr. Kolawole returned home, beaming like a man who had won the lottery. He dropped a fresh divorce letter on the table and said proudly, Now I finally got what I desire, half of everything. Courtroom fireworks. In court, he walked in with confidence, his lawyer already grinned. By law, the lawyer declared, everything should be split 50-50. I said nothing. My lawyer smiled, slid a file across the table, and said calmly, let's begin. Inside were all my financial records, every account in my legal name. Balance 2 million. The room went silent. Kolawole jumped up, shouting, that's a lie! She's hiding billions, check her account. My lawyer leaned back, unbothered. You are free to verify, she said. They did. Every bank confirmed it. He didn't know the truth. My billions weren't in my name. Kolawole began to sweat under 2 hair conditioners. He begged for water, then for a break, then for mercy. Honey, it was the devil, he said. Please, let's fix this marriage. But my lawyer leaned forward and replied coldly, it's too late. My client has already moved on. The final blow. When the judgment came, justice smiled. The court awarded me half of what was in his name, 25 million and the house we once shared. He walked out humiliated, I walked out free. Still wealthy, still standing, and much, much wiser. Because when life delayed my marriage until 44, it wasn't punishment. It was protection in disguise.